Yeah.
big face
No,
on
let's
Instagram.
start, man.
Yeah.
Let's start. All right, cool.
Let's go.
What's going on? You're listening to the Waffletop podcast. My name is Paulo the Biggest Talker. I've got a special guest with me today. As always, we let them introduce themselves. So I'm going to let you take the floor here. What are you saying?
Yo, it's Moneybag. What's going on, people, man? We're lit right now on Waffletop
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
You know, you already know, man.
Yeah, that's it, man. And but yeah, it's crazy, man, because we actually linked up here. You might need to move that over a little bit. I think it's not picky. Yeah, that's cool. We might have to. So yeah, we linked up here, and literally as we were coming out of sessions, innit? Literally said we'd do a thing. But we're here now. Very interesting because Moneybag's just released a lot of music. Well, he's just released music now in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna touch a bit on that today. Mental health within the industry and within the youth, which are two very, very important subjects.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But yeah, I just want to start. When did you start producing music? What kind of music what would you say comes under your? Because I feel like there's different like branches of rap.
Yeah, there is.
Do you get what I'm saying? So you like where you've got maybe grime, drill, trap. Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So what would you say your music comes under?
I'd say like my music comes under like trap. I think trap.
Yeah.
It's like trap, rock, whatever in it. It's not really a genre because, you know, I make my own music here.
Yeah.
Like when you compare Moneybag, which is me, like compare me to other artists or other music here. It's not the same. It's not the same music. It's not the same flows. The beats are sort of different. And what people categorize it as would be trap. But what I'd say it's it's alternative trap, alternative rap, whatever, innit? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'd say it is.
Crazy. No, man, it's good because I've listened to like bits of, especially your music you just put out now.
Yeah, Flying too. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like because I'm big in terms of English UK scene.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Like I listen to a couple of American artists, but you're talking like some of the greats. So that's as far as my American artists go. But UK, my thing's always been sort of rap, grime. So like people like Teflon, Kano. Those are kind of the influences I think I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Don Strapsy, especially from a young age, hard, like he was hard.
He was hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and more of his stuff's football related now, but
Yeah.
he still had the punchlines. He still got it, man.
Yeah.
But no, I was just gonna ask you, like, when did you start rapping? Because like a lot of people like say you've been doing your thing for quite a long time, innit?
I've been doing my thing for like I'd say 10 years, yeah, but I've only started releasing music November 2019, coming up to 2 years now.
Yeah.
So that's when I really dropped something. But I've been in the industry like dabbling in different things for I'd say about over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 23 now, so I'd be like 11.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, from when I was like 11 and that, I'd say that's when I kind of that's when I kind of done something in the industry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously when you're young, people don't really take you serious. I wasn't doing music back then. I was filming music videos and stuff and all that stuff. That's what I started doing at first because to get involved in it. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like 11, yeah, so I ain't really got much to talk about apart from my life. So I never done the rap thing. Do you know what I mean? Like by the age of 11, I have gone through certain things I can talk about, but it's nothing compared to everyone else because obviously because they're older, they've experienced more in it. Do you know what I mean? So I'd say I've been doing it for a long time, man. But rapping wise, I dropped my first video, Brick Phone, in November, I think it is, and ever since I just kept the ball moving, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. So with your, like, say, your experiences within, because you mentioned something there about industry. Yeah. So, like, was there ever a point where you got to a height within the industry and then kind of spat back out and now you've re-released, or, like, have you had any experience of that so far? Or?
And is that to do with my actual music, or is that to do with what I was doing before music in the industry?
What you was doing before music?
What I was doing before in the industry, yeah, I did. I've come in, like, I've got to a point like that, yeah, where I was working hard, yeah, and I was in between a lot of people, innit? Like, I was around Jamal Edwards when I was younger a few times. I was around, I actually went to go work for Link Up TV.
Oh, wow.
When I was, I'd say, about 14. I ain't really bumped into GRM back then, Too Tough. I think their channel got locked off at around that age, when I was that age. But yeah, I was around them, man. So I was trying to like get in there, or at least direct videos or something. And I had it in me, do you know what I mean? Like, I've had the whole package like ready. Do you know what I'm saying? All I needed was just to be put on, sort of thing, innit? Do you know what I mean? But in the industry, you'd find that a lot of people don't want you to make it, because it's very competitive. Do you know what I mean? And they don't want you to exceed because that's competition for them. So that's where I've had my problems. And obviously I was younger and I put my all into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I done well in school, but I could have done way better. But I didn't, because I focused on the industry and I was trying to film, and I was trying to get, like, I filmed bare rappers like that was popping back in the day, like PDC, who is it? PDC. I've like done like behind the scenes for me now. I'm in a whole different category, because I'm not even from this country. Do you know what I mean? Like, I come from Baghdad, from Iraq,
Jesus.
to this country, and that's a whole story itself, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I've come here, and now I'm growing up here. I've got nothing to do with the gang violence. Do you know what I mean? If you're beefing so and so, I never lived here. I weren't born here. Do you know what I'm saying? I just live here because fucking the council put us here. Do you know what I mean?
What age did you move over?
I moved here when I was 8 years old, innit? So like. So
yeah, a fair chunk like of your life you did live, like I say, but it wasn't a thing of where you
in a Warzone, like in a third world country, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? In the war. How's
that for you? Because coming from, you say, like a war zone, where, and especially at that time where you would have moved, because that war in that region or that section of the military has been going on for a long time. So like I said to you, for you and your family, how was that?
That was like, for my family, obviously now that I'm growing up, I started to understand, innit? It was very tough for them, and obviously now I got a child, so I know what it's like.
You do,
I know.
You do what you do for your child. So you understand where your parents have come from.
I understand it, bruv. It's so sad, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, my parents did have it rough, innit? Like, especially my mum, because she was basically she was the only one like raising us, because obviously my dad's been out here from day, innit? But she was raising us like in a third world country. No man around her, nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just us three, me, my mum, and my brother. That's the only sibling I got, and we was just basically living in a third world country, normal third world shit, innit? Like, coming here now, for me personally, it's such a blessing to be able to survive, innit? Do you know what I mean? And I thank God every single day for that. Like, I've got to see another day, innit? Because like, growing up in Iraq, gunshots are like firing consistently, bruv. I remember one time, 4 a.m. in the morning, a tank's come through and ripped up, like, with a fucking whatever gun they got on top of the tank, ripped through all our yards on that road, we lived on a dead end road, they come through, ripped through, bullets are shelling through the yards, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And man survived that, bruv. Like, it was a scary sight, innit?
So when, it's quite interesting because you've been through that, and you've seen like the damage that can do to a community. Do you then think now with what goes on in the UK, in terms of like you want to say gang violence, you think that people kind of need to understand more what's at stake, or they don't understand enough? Because you ultimately come from something that 95% of people that, or not, I say 95 is an assumption, maybe 70% of people gangbanging will never understand. Like there's that, then there's real like war, like and war I think is so different and such an eye-opening experience if you've been through it.
What I feel about like the gang violence and that, it really stems down to the mental health, innit? Like what we was discussing outside.
We move on to that now. Good.
So it stems down to mental health, and the education system failed us, innit? Like, I'm one of the people that the education system failed, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Even though I progressed, but they failed me, because they never had what a child like me needed, or what I needed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, government cutbacks and government stuff, like they failed the people, bruv. That's why the kids are out here, they're killing each other. Even me growing up, like my people, they're killing each other. Do you know what I'm saying? My age group, they're killing each other, bruv. And it's sad, fam. It's actually genuinely sad, bro. Like, I don't feel a sort of sort of way about it. Like, I don't feel any like sort of excitement about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's pointless that's happening, but because the mental health ain't been rehabilitated, like this is what it's just gonna carry on. But at the same time, I think it could possibly die out, because it's getting boring now. Like, it's boring. It's just fucking boring, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're out here, you're killing each other, whatever.
It never ends.
It never ends. I was on the road once, and I was on the road for a very long time, bro. And for me to get to the point of me having to realize that I need to leave this shit, it took a long time, bro. But I was also on the road for a long time. Like, most of these guys, they hop on the road when they're 17, maybe 18, maybe. Some of them even hop on the road 19, 20, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? I was on the road, I was 11 years old, bro. Like, I wasn't on the road doing no gang violence. There wasn't as bad. Like, when I was that age, there weren't really no gang violence and shit like that. Like, it was just more about, like drug dealing and whatever everyone else is doing, innit? Do you know what I mean? There weren't no gang violence shit. And so I grew up kind of comfortable, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And on the road, like, I was kind of comfortable because I knew no one's going to come and try lick, man. I knew no one's going to come and try do this or that or this or that. Do you know what I'm saying? It was all, like, comfy, innit? Like, people weren't charged up like how they're charged up now.
Yeah.
And fucking, that's what it is, man. That's how I grew up. But overall, this whole situation of what's going on now, is insane, bruv. Like, I can't even, till today, I can't get my head around it.
Can't.
Like, how did it get to this point, innit? We all know how it got to this point, but it's just shocking that it did get to this point. And
do you think the generation that is here now, so let's talk about our generation, because I'd say we're similar ages. I'd probably say I'm 26. There's only like a 3-year age gap between us.
Yeah.
So our generation I would probably say, and then the generation to come now, because like you said, it's getting worse. This is the thing, where like the older lot have moved on.
Yeah.
Now you've got drill.
Yeah, you've got drill.
And not necessarily, I'm not saying, and let me just clarify, I'm not saying, there are some drill artists who have come out of what they're doing and made a positive kind of thing or like have made music and made big steps in the industry. But then obviously you do have that side of drill that talk about their life and what they're going through. And you can only think, watching something like that, you just think, is it ever going to end? Because I think I watched the video where there was a prayer that was actually, so like they was between two gangs.
Yeah.
Something happened and the guy was dancing on his grave of the person that he killed.
Yeah, I've seen that in real life as well. Like, I've seen all this shit in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't seen this shit on videos, but I've seen it in real life. And what my comment about all these things are, is that this generation, they've got a lot of pressure on them. Yeah. From social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the drill artists being glorified, because, bruv, come on, bruv. I've been on the road, bro. I've seen drill artists come out, and talk a lot of shit they ain't done. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's the same in rap back in the day, innit? Bare rappers, they talk about shit they ain't done, innit? Talk about, I shot this guy, I shot this, I shot that, but you ain't done that. You've seen someone do it, but you didn't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it gasses up, obviously, as a younger, you're like kind of, what's the word? Like, you're naive, innit? So you believe what so-and-so says on the internet if they got a bit hype to them. And I was like that when I was younger. I used to look up to rappers and even music, I played a lot of shit in my life, innit? Like, because growing up, I ain't really had shit, bruv. I just had music, bruv. Literally, all I listen to is music consistently, bruv. I can tell you music that's older than your generation, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we can sit here and talk about music all day, bruv.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I played a lot in my life, innit? So these guys coming on saying, Jill don't play a big role in the youngest lives and that. You're just chatting shit, bro. You know it plays a role, car. You wouldn't even have become a driller if there was no fucking rap music, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have been a gangster. You wouldn't have, like, in drill music, if you listen to a lot of drill, you can find that they basically explain to you, how to clean a gun, how to bag up food, how to do this, it's basically like a tutorial, bruv. Yeah. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, any fucking Tom, Dick and Harry, bruv, can go and listen to drill music. He will learn how to do things, bruv. It's like it's like a Bible, bruv. Like you can learn things from listening to drill music. Just like how I learned things growing up from rap music. I learned how to bag. I learned how to. So when it was time to do that, when I did have the opportunity to do that, I already knew what to do, because all these years I'm listening to telling me about what these rappers are doing themselves, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? It's got a big influence, man, and it's very effective. And but there is a lot of positive people like in the drill music. There's like the drill minister. Have you heard of him?
Yep. Bruv. I follow that guy.
Yeah.
He is mad smart.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He knows what he's talking about. He's woke.
There we go. Yeah. So he's like using drill for
a different way.
Innit?
And his drill, if you like his lyrics, for example, there was a song that he done where he actually just basically recited. So like they were saying about how like because it's quite interesting because he's done something where like the British media politics was saying like this whole genre of music, which I don't agree with. I agree some, but the whole thing, everything about it's negative. Like ultimately saying rap's negative, all this sort of thing. Yeah. And then he done a song where he quoted lyrics from MPs and ministers.
Yeah, I saw that. He quoted like saying about something about killing that lady and putting her in the fridge or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
and that was an MP that said that in House of Commons.
Bruv, this is the thing people don't understand here. The government are just as much criminals as us. Like when I was like, I'm not a criminal no more. But just as big as criminals as the youngers now, bro. It's the same fucking crimes they do. Matter of fact, they do way worse.
And get away with more.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm all hearing that they've got the biggest grow going on in the whole of Europe, bruv. In the UK, fam.
Yeah.
Like they're growing fucking weed, bruv. Like, and they're here nicking people for weed. They're fucking selling weapons, bruv. They're selling guns, bro. Yeah.
That was something I wanted to touch on, actually, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite interesting because we see what's happened in Afghanistan in the last couple of weeks, but then what's been going on for the last 20 years as a whole.
Yeah. Exactly,
and this like, and I say brackets, new Taliban that they say.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's been funded by the US. Is what I'm seeing people say.
Yeah.
So they say like the guns, the training.
Yeah, blood. Of course, it's been funded by the US, bro. Everything's funded by the US, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's quite interesting.
It's not a lie, bro. People think that this shit is a lie. It's not a lie, bro.
It's not. I've been watching.
They're selling weapons, bro.
Yeah.
This is why. But you see where it is. God is not one to be played with, bro. They're selling weapons. Look at what's going on in America, bro. Yeah. People kill each other like it's nothing, bro. Like it's absolutely nothing.
That life is just not valuable.
Life is cheap, fam, out there, bro. Life is also cheap here, but the thing is, like the Metropolitan Police, their system is much stronger than the US system, and plus, they've got less population to deal with than the US does. That's the only difference, isn't it?
And there's different laws for different
the guns
states
and whatever. Like there's that, and then that's what's up, man. But in America's fucked, man. America's been fucked because they fucked the whole world, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? They're on like a self-destructive path, is what I believe.
And then when they get to the end of it, they're going to then ask everyone for help. And in fact, the amount of bridges that they've burned, I think people are going to turn around and go, do you know what? Nah, I'm not going to help you. And I think they're going down that path. But going back to, obviously, the music side of things, so like mental health is really important because I actually have been through it myself. So obviously...
And what's your experience?
My trauma comes from my dad. So my dad died. He was an alcoholic.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, man. But he died when I was probably say 14, 15 years ago now.
Yes, yeah.
So
how old was you then?
12, 11, 12.
So that's like very affected. Like it's very effective on you, innit? Like how...
Oh, 100% because the way that I perceived it growing up was a lot of people didn't really understand where I was coming from. So from in school, from high school, I still struggled, even through to, like I say, college, like into work. Like it still affects me now. So like I still have that thing of where that traumatic event alone will always be there. I've just learned how to deal with it now. So before, when I used to get upset or I used to get angry, I used to sit there and make myself more worse because I was like, I'm getting upset about this. Whereas now I've kind of embraced that it's all right to, miss my dad, and it's all right to kind of accept that I went through that experience and I'm going to have good days and I'm going to have bad days. And I think once you kind of accept that in my situation, then I think obviously it does get a bit better. But nevertheless, it's never something you recover from. And like I say, I can that's where I can kind of relate in terms of the mental health is different. But say, for example, if you want to use the example of like so yourself, like an 11-year-old going onto the road or whatever you're doing, or another 11-year-old or 10-year-old, if they're seen to just see that every day, it's like the traumatic stress you get from going to war.
Yeah, it's just, I've even had that.
Yeah. You would have had that from growing up
in Iraq. Yeah, I've got PTSD till today. Like if when fireworks go off, like it triggers me straight away. Like I'm thinking,
what's your reaction when that happens? If you don't mind,
bro, I can't even explain it, bro. I just kind of like, I just go in a whole different, like I change my whole personality, bro, instantly. Like things like that, innit? But obviously, if I can see it's a firework and I know it's a firework, I don't get it, innit? But if it comes like, if it comes to be, what's it called? Like, if it comes and it happens and I don't see it happening, then it fresses me out, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It bugs me out. But yeah, like on your thing, yeah, like for some people that are going through what you've went through, yeah. What I'm about to say is easier said than done, yeah, and it's just about accepting things, yeah. Sometimes you have to accept that person is gone, innit?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
course.
I lost a lot of friends, yeah. Obviously, it's nothing like losing a father, yeah. But I lost, like, a lot of my friends passed away.
It depends what. It could be the same, bruv, because especially if you're close to them.
It's not, yeah, I was close to them, but it's just definitely not the same, bruv. Like, your father, you have, like, my child has got a special bond with me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, it will never be the same as losing a friend on the road.
Yeah, I hear you.
In general, yeah, in a situation where you lose a close one, you have to accept this is life, innit?
Yeah.
That's one thing you accept, yeah. Second thing, it's natural, yeah? And I don't mean to offend anyone by saying these things, yeah, but it's nature, innit? We're a human animal, yeah? And in the human nature and human cycle, yeah, or any living cycle, you live and then you die, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they died they died tragically, yeah. Such as your father, innit?
Yeah.
God rest his soul, yeah. They die tragically, and it affects everyone around them, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But acceptance, yeah. Accept who you are. Accept what's going on in life, yeah. Accept the losses. Accept the wins. Accept it. Do you know what I'm saying? And
do you know? Yeah. It's mad. Like I agree with you. That's what's kind of helped me go past. And you know, when you talk about like PTSD,
yeah.
So for example, just to give you an idea, so my PTSD, like, and I explain this to people, and sometimes it's a bit mad, but I have that from certain situations that trigger. So, for example, you know, if we're out somewhere, or I'm out with my friends or doing or whatnot, and I see certain situations, maybe where someone is too drunk and they come near me. I not lose it with the person because it's not their fault. I never ever put it, but in myself, I have to take myself out of that situation because if I don't, I start having flashbacks. The flashback that I get is I went to my dad's funeral because it was in Portugal, innit? And I was young. I went over with my mum and my brothers, and at the time my dad died, my mum went with my dad. But obviously we was young. She took us there, and all my family, like as well, I'm very close with my dad's family now. I've got a sister that lives there as well, and you know, in Portugal they have open coffins for funerals, and I'm not sure. Like a lot of countries they do this.
I think is it a Catholic or Christian?
Catholic thing, innit? Yeah. But it, like I say, in England you don't really see that within Christian and all that. Different religions and different backgrounds, cultures do that. But I don't think it's unless the family in England, like that, if they come from a Christian background, have said, we want it open. Very rarely do you see that. Whereas Portugal, everything's open. So like where like, not to be morbid, but where like my dad, like how he died and like where he was found and then transported over, and then the time of the funeral, obviously, you know, the body like was there on show, and it wasn't something that my mum let us see and I thank her for it because it's probably not the way I would have remembered my dad.
So you didn't get to see him?
My mum made the decision for us because we was young.
And that's a respectable decision.
Yeah,
how do you feel about that?
I'm grateful because I remember my dad alive taking us to the park, doing this,
Yeah.
doing that. You know, don't get me wrong. My dad was not always the same. I'm very, very well aware of that. Unfortunately, his problem got in the way of his relationship with my mum, which is why they weren't together.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I remember a lot of the happy experiences I had with him as well.
Yeah.
So like me and my older brother, he had us playing football, and we went on to play football for a long time. As my older brother's still involved in football, and I coach now. But he installed that, and my younger brother as well, Luis. He installed that in us, like where we all remembered the good times. So like where I'm at a funeral, I don't really want to see that. Ain't my dad anymore, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
It's gone, bruv. Like, so I don't want to see that. And it definitely. I'm glad my mum made that decision. It's not something.
That would have been another thing you'd have to deal with.
100%. That would have made it worse. I would never. That image would never have left my head, because obviously you got to look at it these times here, and we go back to the mental health and trauma from being on roads and stuff. Especially if you've seen people die in front of you, that is another PTSD within itself.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, I've seen people die in front of me. But it wasn't here. It was in Iraq and that. And it weren't. I don't have like. I think because I was so young, I can't really exactly remember.
But even so for example, like I just want to say, so like, how old was you when you saw that? Would you
I'd
say?
say maybe like 6.
Alright, so at 6 years old, in theory, any 6-year-old, in my opinion, like, and this is just from growing up here, but I think that any 6-year-old around the world, what they should be doing is playing with their friends, doing this, doing that. Unfortunately, that's not the reality. But that's what I'm saying to you. For a 6-year-old to see that, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's mad, brother. It's mad because I remember like after that night I spoke about where they come and ripped up the yards with gunshots. We just came out, bro. Like nothing happened, bro. We came out and we collected all the shells of the bullets. Like we kids, we played with the shells, innit? Like the leftovers of the bullets. We collected it, put it in bags, and that we just fucking around counting how much we had. Like that was. Imagine that, bro. Like for me, I didn't understand how deep it is.
Sorry to laugh. That's just mad. Like I'm laughing more of a disbelief thing.
I know.
Like,
but I can't believe it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the sort of shit we was doing, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like we was already stepping on pools of blood, like where people's been killed and they've left their bodies there, and it was nothing, bruv. It was absolutely nothing, bruv. And it never ever hit me till I reached, like, I'd say 20 years old. That's when I started getting all the flashbacks of like growing up in war and like my past life, innit? But until then, it never affected my mental health. It made me do things. It made certain things easy, innit? But it never. And when I say it made certain things easy, I'm talking about on the road. Like when people was dying when I was younger, it was like nothing. It was like nothing to me, bro. It didn't feel any sort of way to me, innit? Because I'm so adjusted to that mindset when I was a kid, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? But when I'm hitting 20, I'm thinking, rah, what the fuck is going on, bruv? You know, it all just slapped me in the face. Like, I was like, no way, like, my man them's dying. Like, no way, them men are dying. I went to school with so-and-so.
When did you come, like, so you say you was on the road for a bit. When did you come out of that life to an extent and doing what you're doing now? How old are you?
I'd say, like, somewhere, like, last year.
Last year, so it's recent then?
Yeah, I'd say somewhere like, coming up to 2 years, I'd say. I was still on the road, but I weren't like trying to take it to the next extent. I was kind of like lowering my dosage off the road slowly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of my people, basically at some point when I was 19 or 18 or something like that, all of my people was in jail. Every single one of them, bruv. Every single one. Like, when I say every single one, like, imagine waking up in the morning and having no friends. Like, I'm watching people on Snapchat that I don't really fuck with, but like, I got them on Snapchat, innit? And they're all out partying and that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bruv, it's got to this point where I can't even go out. Who the fuck am I gonna go out with, bruv? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, who am I going out with, bro? If everyone's in jail, I can't go out by myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so confusing, bro. I couldn't, like, and then I started getting in the mindset of like, I literally said to myself, I said to myself that I'd rather be in jail than on the road because I got no one now on the road.
That's mad.
It's fucked, innit? I just don't want to be in that no more.
I hear that.
Do you get it? That's not me no more.
Mm.
It was me when I was going through it because all that time I was on the road, I was going through so much mental health here that I got counselling. When I got counselling, it was only for like 4 weeks.
Did it help?
It helped a lot. It did help a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? And then
people underestimate counselling. I swear down.
Yeah, they do, man. They do, man. And that's so sad, bro.
It helps. Even, you know what? You don't even need. I think that everyone should have counselling at some point.
Yeah.
Because it helps just to talk to someone, even if you're not going through real hard shit.
Yeah.
It keeps you on a level playing field. Does that make sense? Your head level.
Yeah. Trust me, bro. I know. I've been through it, bro. So I know it.
Yeah.
And people do need to know that, bro, because I did approach a close relative of mine, yeah, and I said to him, raw, like, yo, I beg you, like, just go counselling, bro. Like, save yourself now, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes it goes too far. Like, a very, very close friend of mine, yeah, he's got like psychosis and
oh really?
Yeah, and schizophrenia and all that, yeah. Obviously, he's gone through it in life, innit? Like, through it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? To the point of no return, innit? Like, so much things has happened in his life, yeah. Just like you, his father passed away, innit? God bless his soul, yeah. And I ain't cried for a long time, yeah, but he came out of jail. And when he came out of jail, yeah, he came to link me the first day he came out. And then his dad, I think his dad might have passed away when he was in jail, innit? Yeah. So I took him to the graveyard where he thinks his dad was buried, innit? And then we was walking around the graveyard looking for the slab, innit, that says his name on it, yeah. And we couldn't find it, innit? Blood, I just broke down into tears, bro. I'm telling you, like, bruv, my heart just broke, bruv, watching my brethren looking for his dad's gravestone, blood, because he was in jail. He doesn't even know where his dad's buried, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's nuts.
And
I assume he, like, as family, he only just had his dad. Then there was no one else to inform him.
Yeah, he only had his dad. Yeah, he only had his dad. He ain't got no.
Even again, you don't have to answer this. Probably if you can, I can cut this out if you want me to. But with your friend's situation, then I assume his dad was quite alone then as well.
Yeah, his dad was alone. Yeah, his dad was alone, bruv. His dad was alone. He was alone. There's times where his dad was in hospital and he was on his own at home and he only had me around. He's got a lot of friends, but obviously I'm the only one looking out for him, innit? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's in my nature, bruv. Like, I look out for all my people, fam. That's one of my main principles, innit? Yeah. But back to the subject of mental health here is he's gone too far, and because I'm younger, I don't know that he's going through these things, innit? Yeah. Because I don't know about mental health. I never educated myself at that age, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, back to the main topic here of like the mental health here, or my mental health here, is that I was going through it, bruv. I was going through it. So when I was on the road, the point where I turned away from the road is when I've educated myself enough, innit, to know that, to put myself back into my normal mental state, yeah. And the first thing I done was I stopped smoking weed, yeah. And I used to smoke a lot of weed, bro. A half an ounce a day, easily, run through that. Yeah, like, easily, bro. I just, like, I couldn't come in here and sit here for this long without smoking a spliff. I couldn't do it, bro.
Swear down.
I couldn't do it, bro. I was like, it was like cigarettes to man.
How long did you smoke weed for?
I only smoked weed for like 3 years.
So you got quite, like, in a short span, like, got pretty hooked then, innit?
Yeah, I was hooked, bro. Because I didn't know, but obviously I still don't know, yeah, but it's the escape thing, probably. Do you know what I'm saying? It was me escaping from like
pain.
Yeah, like pain and me being broke and growing up rough and all the drama and the trauma I was going through. Yeah, it was just like probably escaping. But at the time, I don't know that that's what I'm using it for, innit? Yeah. So the first thing happened was that I didn't quit because I wanted to quit. I quit because my tolerance started getting lower and lower and lower, innit? Yeah. I don't know why, bro. It just something just happened to me, innit? Yeah. And then I ended up quitting. It's definitely God, bro. Like, definitely, bro. Because
it was the only way for him to bring you off it was your tolerance.
Yeah, bro. Because what was happening here is that obviously I felt like I might have started going into a state of psychosis, innit? And how I understand that now is because, yeah, when I didn't smoke weed, yeah, and I woke up in the morning with no spliff, I'm causing a havoc, bruv, on whoever I hate. Like, bruv, I'm getting in my car, I'm driving to the guys I hate, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm causing havoc, bruv. Every single morning I was getting up. Like, I was on some mad shit, bruv, rolling around with weapons and whatnot. And all of that could have been avoided, innit, if my mind weren't clouded. Do you know what I'm saying? And because I felt like I was going to, from what I understand now, is that I was going into a state of psychosis, innit?
Yeah.
But I never even got it. I never reached even to that. Like, thank God, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Weed's not for everyone, innit? It's not for me, for sure, bruv. And even with the weed thing, my mental health is that I had like a very close circle that I grew up with from high school, innit?
Yeah.
Very, very close friends, yeah. They weren't on the road or nothing. We was just very close, innit? Like, my mums knew their mums, whatever. They used to sleep over at my yard and all that stuff. I got genuine love for these guys, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? It's a shame that what happened was due to my mental health, innit? But obviously they're young, they don't understand at the time. I don't understand at the time, innit?
Yeah.
But my mental health affected our relationship, innit? And then we stopped talking. Obviously they still talk. We stopped talking, so they stopped talking to me, innit, sort of thing. And that's because I was changing. Like, I'm becoming a worse person day by day, bruv. Like, I'm treating them different because now I made a bit of money or whatever. They're treating me different because now I'm just on different. I'm on the road now. They don't want to be on the road. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm just forcing the man them to be on the road, and they don't want to be on the road. Sort of thing.
How does that? And just want to touch on that because I want to go back to the thing about money.
Yeah.
So obviously because of, like, say, what you're doing, but you know, with money as well. Money, I think, is a very, 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 can be very poisonous at times.
It is
in terms of, so like where like would you say from a point of view of maybe from an industry point of view of music, would you say that people can, if they're not guided correctly, the mental health comes into that with money, other things as well within the industry, getting spat back out maybe after, you see some artists who have been in the industry, they've done millions of albums, but then nothing, like they're sad, gone.
Yeah. What do you mean as in gone, as in how?
Like, not just they've got, obviously the record label maybe let them go, and they've just fell off, and then come back a couple of years later and they've got to start again. I'll give you an example. Maybe, I don't know if you watch it, but I've seen it a couple of times where, you know, like on these singing shows like The Voice, there was a singer on there that was very well known, like in the 90s, innit?
Who is she?
I can't remember their name, but I was watching the thing and they were very well known. Sold a lot of records. Then just gone. And it's the whole thing of, you can have everything there for 1 minute. And then maybe people don't adapt to that.
See, what you're asking is a very, very good question, because that's got to also to do with drugs. Yeah. So the drugs in the music industry. And on the road, mental health has also got to do with drugs. So they link, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, my addiction was weed, and it fucked me up for all them years, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Luckily, I've caught up and gone much further than any other guy who's, do you know what I'm saying, who's quit money or whatever. Like, I've caught up very well. Like, all the years I missed out because I was smoking and going through mental health and depression and anxiety and all the shit, I've caught up. I've way grown out of it, Linking back to the music thing, in the music thing, there's a lot of drugs that people indulge in, innit? Like cocaine, lean, whatever the fuck. Like,
lean's a big one,
alcohol is also a problem.
Alcohol,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, alcohol is a big problem. Weed as well. Like, weed, everybody knows it affects your mental health. Like, people need to stop, like, saying it don't. It does. It's don't worry about what the scientists are saying that. Don't worry about the scientists, Just understand, when you're high, your mind is clouded, your judgment is clouded, You're intoxicated, So what makes you think you're going to do the right decision or choose the right decision day to day when you're intoxicated 24 hours? That's my only question for these guys,
Very good question, to be fair.
And in the music industry, drugs will overtake the artist because what happens, some people, they're not built to be a star. They've got the talent, especially back in the 90s and that, yeah. Back in the 90s, it was all about talent. Nowadays, it's not, innit? It's about bullshit, innit?
But image and... Yeah, no.
It's about clout now, innit?
It might, yeah, clout.
Yeah, that's what it's about now, innit? But back then, it's about talent. So, say, for example, you're a good singer, yeah? The record label would want to sign you straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because why? Because you've got the talent to sell the art records, innit?
Yeah.
And basically, yeah, these guys, they're not ready. They're not ready for the attention. They're not ready for the women that come with the music thing.
Yeah.
They're not ready for the groupies. They're not ready for the audience. They're not ready. They've just got talent. So what happens is they get into this life with no training. Yeah, because the labels ain't gonna train you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, the labels here, they don't even have artist development. Like, what's it called? Like a team that work with you to develop you as an artist.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
I get
even
what
have
you're
that.
saying. Yeah.
They don't have that. That's what it is as well. Yeah, but they don't have that. Yeah. So now they're just signing you, paying for your shit, throw you in the studio, get your banger, do bare marketing. Yeah, put you out there. And you're not ready, innit? I'll give you a good example, yeah. I feel like Gecko was in that situation, yeah. But with Gecko, yeah, it weren't nothing to do with USG or the label. It was more to do with him being young and being a star, innit?
Yeah, Gecko was massive, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? He still is.
No, he still is.
Like,
but I mean, like, when he come onto the scene,
yeah,
he was, like, everyone was talking about him.
Yeah, because he's got everything that he needs to have as an artist, yeah, but not the mental state. Like, when Gecko came out, his brother's just passed away like a year before he blew.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? His little brother, God bless his soul, yeah. So now Gecko's in an industry that's shifting. No one's understanding what he needs, yeah. He's growing up around the olders and the music thing, and they're on shit. USG was on shit. So he thinks now he's on shit. And I don't blame him, bruv. He's just a child, fam, at the end of the day, at that point, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? But he's just an example, innit? And I love Gecko, bruv. I was with him not too long ago. But that's like sort of shit. I'm just using him as an example of how it could fuck up someone that's not prepared for the lifestyle, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And he's an example. He's a very good example.
Yeah.
He's come out with, he's addressed his mental health. Yeah, bless him. He's addressed his mental health. He's gone through it himself, like saying he's got cancer and stuff.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he weren't ready, man, and it fucked him up.
Would you say, because it's quite interesting because you mention it, and just whilst I'm on the topic, because I watched an interview with Coke, for example.
Yeah.
And he spoke about his time about going into prison, when he was signed to Jay-Z's label, and then coming out, and then not necessarily working with them as much when he come out at all, really. But that whole thing as well, you know, if you're not like a certain caliber of artist who goes through something like that, it can fuck you up, bro.
It'll fuck you up, bro. It'll fuck you up a lot, bro. Like, even Coke, he probably got fucked up. Like,
he definitely did at one point. And I know it's not, I don't know Coke, innit? Like, you know him, like, I don't know him. But from a point of view of watching from a distance, and you can't make your opinion of what maybe you watch necessarily, but I watched from where he started. Arguably, he had one of the best fire in the booths of all time. Yeah, that's personally, depending on, what I'm saying, like, people have their opinions on the favourite rappers, but his fire in the booth was, correct me if I'm wrong, was it not the first to do 1 million?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you. Like,
it was one of the first fire in the booths as well.
Yeah, one of the first, and and like I said to you, like the first to do 1 million, and then from that, in terms of the
jail and that.
Yeah, but not even before jail. Like he went from like making music with all these artists, like, and you're talking in the mainstream.
Yeah, Rita Ora.
Yeah, and then jail, and it's just a mad kind of roller coaster. And like you say, if you're not equipped for that, you only, it's like a mental breakdown.
To
isn't
be
it?
honest, blood, he is very fucking equipped, fam.
No. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. But him in particular, he was very equipped, fam. And it's so fucking sad, bro, what he had to go through. But nevertheless, Coke is always going to progress. But an artist that's like what you're talking about is like his pattern is shifting, like Gecko or whatever. Their pattern shifts in it, so like they're having loads of problems and no one's there to talk to them, bruv.
Yeah.
Do you get it? About mental health.
Yeah. Do you think there needs to? So with now the industry and how it is now,
the labels need to provide.
Labels need to provide. I think, or do you think there needs to be more investment in a service for mental health? You know how you've got like in TFL, you've got the what's the word when they go on strike and they're part of a union, so they need to have a union for mental health.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, it's all up to you to sign that deal or not.
Yeah. The labels have do they have them kind of unions in music for artists?
I'm not sure, yeah, because I haven't ever made it to like that extent of asking.
No, but I'm saying you've been no, I know. I'm thinking
I ain't asked about these. I've been on label meetings and that. Like I've had labels approach me.
How's that for you? Just very quickly, because like,
bruv, like you see when I'm driving, I'm always driving, yeah. But you see when I'm driving, yeah, I'm on the way home or something, yeah. I just can't believe this is my life, bruv. I can't believe this is what's going on, bruv. Like, it sounds fucked, bro. I can't believe it, because I never thought I'd make it out to anything, to be anything, bruv. I'll be honest. I always knew I'd be something, but I never thought it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you get it? It was just a belief I had. Like, it's just like a whole imaginary world that I had in it. So, like, I remember RCA, Sony RCA, yeah, DMing me saying that, raw, like, we're trying to get you fly out to Canada and whatnot, like, for a label meeting, innit? And I'm thinking, raw, like, how did it come to me, innit? Like, why me? Because I ain't even touched 100k at that point in views, yeah? And I ain't really done nothing. Like, I'm just on social media. I had 2,000 followers at the time, whatever. Like, how are they coming to approach me? But then I realised, like, I've got something. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when I really clicked in my head that I've got something. There's something here for me to change my life with, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it was the music, because at the time, yeah, I'm doing music, but it was just a hobby. And I was going hard at it. I'm doing tape after tape after tape after tape. Like, to the point where I dropped 4 tapes last year. And then I took them all down, innit? I said, fuck it. I'm going to start again. Release. So there's Fly Mode 2 right now, yeah? Fly Mode 1 was out. I took that down. You get it?
Yeah.
So I just started again with just Fly Mode 2, innit?
Yeah.
But they're like, the label's approaching me and that, I can't believe it, bruv. It's like a fucking dream, bruv. And that's only the start, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? But
what have you got? What's coming up for you? Like, in terms of that, you can tell people that are gonna watch this.
Nothing, like, I say, like, don't expect too much from me. I'm dropping, but I don't really care, innit? Like, whether, and that's the mad thing, yeah. I don't really care, innit? Because at the end of the day, yeah, I started music, and this is why music wouldn't affect my mental health, yeah, because I came prepared. That's one thing, yeah. Second thing is, I came into the music thing same way you're coming into the podcasting. You just love doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm enjoying sitting here and talking to you. I'm pretty sure you enjoying every time you do.
Brother, I love it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I love to talk to you. Like, I've never had a conversation like this on a level about the industry as well.
Yeah, and we haven't even gone to depth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've just touched the surface.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest with you, bro, I think, because obviously we're gonna have to wrap up soon. But bro, just in terms of what advice, just to finish up on, what advice would you give to an up and coming artist now who maybe was going through what we spoke about?
Yeah.
What do they need to do when being approached? Because like you say, you get approached by record labels, but you know how to deal with that. Yeah, but you might get an artist who doesn't know what they're doing.
They probably won't know how to deal with it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But what you do is, obviously, because I've been in the industry for so long, yeah, all I've done is do market research. That's like one thing that I was good at doing, researching the market of the music industry. What comes with the music industry. Yeah. And that's what you got to research, all these things. I watch a lot of podcasts here, like I told you earlier, and just soak up all the information you can soak up, bruv, because you're gonna need it later on in life, innit? At some point.
Like you say, that's an important one, especially for industry I'm in, because I want to get into presenting and stuff down the line. And I've watched people like Vooj, Poet, all these guys. Yeah. So like,
and they're only in the building, I swear. Yeah. Huh? They do their podcast.
Yeah. But it's nuts, because like, so that them guys, Poet is probably one of the first ones in terms of that profited, I think, from YouTube, in terms of before it went. Because remember before, 10 years ago, there was no cap on what you could earn on YouTube.
But in 10 years ago, yeah, there was no cap what you can earn on YouTube. That's true, yeah. And also, you see, 10 years ago, having 100,000 views is equivalent to having 1 million views.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously, them stars, they got pressure because they've got all sorts of deals and all sorts of whatever in it. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Nah, it's good, man.
That's what's up, man.
This has been a very, very enlightening and informative podcast, bro. Yeah. So I really appreciate you coming on. Can you do me a favor, shout your socials out?
Yeah.
For people, where can they find you?
Follow me on Instagram at moneybagbaby. Yeah, that's MUNIBAG.
Yeah.
Baby.
I'll put it all in under the YouTube thing anyway. And then your Instagram? Your Instagram, YouTube.
My YouTube is just Moneybag. If you want to catch the latest video, HTC Moneybag.
Check
HTC.
it out.
New album, all digital platforms, Flymo 2.
Yeah,
man, let's go, man. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, brother.
That's all right, man. Listen to all of our podcasts and this one. Obviously, this one will be coming out very soon. So yeah, please follow us on socials. Waffletop PC for Instagram, Waffletop Podcast for SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much. Peace.
Thank you, brother. Peace.
No worries.